Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, and first of all, and today we're back with some more UnderMine 2. Starting to feel a little bit better. Destroy the sim, man. Starting to feel a little bit better, although still not 100%. Although, my voice sounds much better overall. Improves dexterity, blessings, improves charisma. Let's do strength, Broly's orb. We are going to take that, and we're going to be on our way. We're going with strength build with any luck. At least that is kind of like part of the plan, and that's what we're going to try out and do. And hopefully we can get down to the bottom with any luck. And see if there's anything new and stuff like that as well. So I hope we're all doing alright, and we're all good on... Well, I'm assuming this is either coming out Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but either... or it's a Merry Christmas to you all, I guess. I do hope you're all having a lovely day, whichever day it is that I decide to upload this, you know. Yeah. I sorted out all my... Here, Santa hat. I'm loving these. Transmute. We can go for the ring. Demon ring. Increase strength. Thank you very much. Perfect. One of the precisely things we wanted. And then if we get the mediocre ring, I think we get the strength, the whole, like, super demon ring or whatever it is. But yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward, like the new year and everything else, and now that I actually feel better, it's also kind of nice as well, so. And I've got lots of plans, which hopefully we will sort out. I am going to probably look to stream the Friday still, because I just feel like that's going to be still worth it. So, hopefully I am streaming it that day. Oh, come on, really? So yeah, as it probably will be the day off for me, I might stream a little bit earlier. So it might be around sort of like normally time I upload videos. So yeah, if you kind of want to say hello, come and join me, or stuff like that, or if you're sending your family and friends, all be good as well. But yeah. It's one of the things I think I'm just going to chill out that day, and then spend the rest of my weekend going to see rest of family and friends and stuff for the weekend when they're going to be free. A lot of people visiting and traveling and all that jazz, so it is the usual running around and stuff. But yeah, I've never been a big Christmas fan. I know, terrible, you know, blasphemer, you know, usual stuff. Just because, like, I'm not a social person. I will admit that. Like, yeah, I am not a socialite. What I am, though, is someone that does understand that, you know, it's good to spend with family. It's good to socialize, and even though you may not care about something, doesn't mean that other people. Just because you don't care about something doesn't mean that you shouldn't show that you know. What's the phrase I'm trying to think of? Just because it doesn't matter to you doesn't mean it doesn't matter to other people. There we go. That's the phrase. So, yeah. It was one of the things I had to learn like ages ago as a young'un. Ricochet, don't matter. Bounce could be somewhat still useful. Medal would be nice. I think I just take the bounce, to be honest. Spikes and mushrooms is fine. At least then... At least we're going to get something out of my throw whenever we do throw, and we can still swing and stuff. So, let's go down. Yeah, but I got some nice little gifts and stuff for family and friends and all that stuff, so... Sorting out is a nightmare, and I'm looking at my finances going, this was a poor decision. As it always is, right? The classical ho ho ho. We do have some good strength on this at the moment. Okay, let's go to the shop first, see what's in there, because that could give us a chance for a key. Strength blessings have been upgraded, so... recovers health point whenever you recover health. I'm a little bit disappointed by that shop, to be honest. And I'm going to go to the item room, just because, like, good items are hard to come by. Oh, is that the remove a blessing thing, isn't it? I think. Double check. I want to see what this is. I will waste the bomb to find out. Increase alacrity. That's attack speed. We'll take it. That is attack speed, so we'll pick that up. Don't know if there's any fusions for this thing, but you never know. Yeah, I try to keep myself pretty grounded, although I am a terrible person who makes terrible decisions, and I'm a giant idiot most of the time. But I'm at least aware of it. Yeah, no, I'm a lovable idiot. There's a reason why my name has melon. I mean, it's almost as bad as me calling myself a silly sausage, but but yeah. Other than that, a lot of stuff's going quite alright, you know? I think I just need to kind of like do stuff and just change a lot of things and set a bunch of things up and actually make certain changes, which I think is a mixture of sort of like keeping myself sane, but also like adapting to a lot of other things, because I've kind of got like comfy for a while, which is probably not a good thing. You know, it is at a point where you become a little bit too relaxed in just like what's going on, so you kind of need to like shake things up enough to be like, okay. It's that sense of urgency, maybe. I thought I was going to walk on those spikes, huh? But yeah, don't necessarily think it's bad, just, I'm just noticing that I'm maybe getting a little bit, like, too relaxed about a certain bunch of things, and I don't know if that's good or bad, but I definitely don't think it's, overall a positive thing. But hey, what am I gonna do, right? We'll take those. And now, I would like to see what the blessing is. Strength, nice, increased. I am gonna re-roll that. Doubles cosmetic bomb is fine. Increase my strength. So that should increase my strength more. Alacrity's up there as well. Nice. And we do have some bounce. So yeah, let's do this boss fight. I'm loving the Christmas theme on this. Oh, it's this one. Actually, probably my better choice here. Nice. I will admit, I have felt like, I don't know, if it's like certain characters just feel more squishy, or the player does in general. Just, yeah, the last few runs I feel like I take more damage, but maybe I'm playing better this time. Maybe I'm actually like wising up to the game. That would be slightly good if I am, but you know me. I will find some way to ruin it and muck it up. It's what I do. Thank you, friend. And let's move on down. We have bounce, so like other stuff that work with that would be kind of nice. There is some intelligence or dex stuff we can pick up as well. Probably intelligence. I just trigger other effects because there'll be bonuses alongside that as well. I can't go to the shop, so we've got to hunt for a key. Let's try that first. Some crit would be nice, actually. Or luck, I mean. Well, I did say some dex would not be too bad. Because that will just increase, like, more blessings and... just really help across the board, right? I wonder how much if I get the dex ring alongside this, then. I'm kind of interested in knowing. My aim is terrible still. But yeah, I've noticed that I've been probably like really grouchy about certain things recently, and for a lot of other reasons as well. But I'm not saying there are any excuses for that. Just saying I have noticed it. I think a lot of stuff just kind of like, after a while, just gets under your skin, right? And more just like in a like a more of an annoyance way, like subtle things sometimes, you know. And it's that point where it's just like eventually you just kind of like, oh, you know, fine, whatever. If I increase my strength, this is gonna be hilarious. So what do we got in this room here? The boots could be interesting, but I would probably prefer a different type of boots than those, so... And let's go back here to the shop, because shop give me keys, and I missed the gold here as well, I remember. I just kind of wanted to see what was in here, and keys are actually pretty useful. So we'll pick that up. Then we get the bomb doubler, like we can have actually a pretty good time with that. Ooh. But yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward to having some time off as well again. Not more strength. We'll take the HP because I've been noticing that we've been having issues with that. So let's do that. I would like to get rid of some of these curses, but at this point, I think it's just better to like stack them, to be honest. Okay, that increase is the decrease in intelligence. I think we just roll here to see if we get something better. Ooh, additional altar is actually pretty good. I wouldn't mind the fire because, but then we know the boss doesn't really care anymore about that. So the gimmick with the darkness boss fight is unfortunately has been removed. I'm not happy about that, but I understand why it would be prevented. For those that don't know, they changed it so the darkness boss fight, you could remove the whole darkness thing by lighting the torches again. The issue with that was it kind of trivialized the boss fight a little bit. So if you didn't have the flames, it kind of completely countered it. And it's something I moaned about in Hades 2 for the same reason on like a particular buff just ruins the boss fight because once it's applied, it just is like, oh, the whole gimmick of the fight is down. And then my argument on the gimmick itself being actually fair. That's a different discussion. But I generally think like game mechanics and stuff are something that need to have that sort of wider discussion on. Like, it's that thing of like, is a mechanic fair enough to be applied in the way that you want it to be applied, right? Because I'm one of those people that will moan about certain things and kind of like kick up a fuss and be like, eh. But at the same time, like, I can understand like why something is placed the way it is, right? And we know that this thing's got the Wraith, right? Yep. More strength and more skeletons. Ooh, I did want some luck, didn't I? I did want some luck. Yeah, I want to increase my luck. I want some luck. I just want to have the ability to make sure that I can scale that a little bit through other things if I get more, and more luck theoretically should give me more buffs later, right? And like more crits and stuff, so we can kind of play into that a little bit. It's just trying to make sure I don't get hit by that Wraith. Ooh. Bombs already doubled the name. Ooh, but alacrity. Ooh, reach though. Ooh. Okay, so I stasis that. Because I like it. And then we'll take the reach now, because yeah, that's better. Making food hard to eat is fine. Just because reach will be at least a little bit more useful immediately, rather than just increasing my attack speed again. Though I am just like tanking through stuff. I guess the characters have just got difference in health values, which is unusual. Wouldn't have thought that they would actually do that. Oh yeah, there is this thing here. I don't have a bomb. Oh yeah, and it costs health to place it. That's fine. Oh no, yeah, it doesn't cost health because I traded that. I remember that because yeah, I already had double the value on it. Now would that have doubled the health cost if I did that? What is this? Charms, peeps, and skeletons increase your skeleton follower stats proportion to how many skulls you're carrying. I mean, I might take that book anyway. Because that actually seems like a pretty good book. Right? And if it's going to charm them, that's kind of nice. Highest level blessing, which I'm is strength. And I think both of these are actually really worth it. We'll buy this one first, and then we'll take that. So that's going to prevent stuff, and then we'll do that, get rid of a thingy, and then we'll try and find the item room, which I believe we already found. But yeah, game mechanics and stuff are something that I'm a stickler on. On just like badly or poorly designed ones are something that will basically make or break a game, really. Just let him. Oh, we gotta pick up his skull, right? Yeah. So we gotta pick up skulls. The more skulls we have, we can charm them, and so on and so forth. That would increase stuff, but I'm gonna reroll these. And I'm happy I did. Dexterity, reach, and alacrity, which I just care about 2 of those things. And if we get the bigger crown, then that's even better. Let's clear out the rooms, So what do I mean when I'm moaning about like game mechanics, right? It's I will kind of like relate it to like Dark Souls, Metroidvanias, all that sort of stuff, right? A lot of them will tend to have a bunch of game mechanics that are normally meant to kind of like entice a theme or an aspect of the game quite well, right? And like roguelikes do it in the sense of like, you know, the constant progression and... Actually, we're just going to ignore that. And like how you get stronger, the sort of like the ability to be stronger on other runs because that you've got like upgrades and stuff which allow you to get further, which the mechanics and sort of like the game mechanics of how you then fight, defeat bosses, so on and so forth. Like there are so many different things out there which all kind of constitute to those different types of mechanics, right? Now, I'm a bit of a stickler when it comes to, like, good and bad ideas, because good or interesting ideas are something that can basically make a game by itself, right? And, like, the Metroid series is quite good on this originally, because it kind of gave you that sense of feeling of isolation, and if you really want that same sort of feeling, another one to kind of go for, which is, you know, not hit the nail or not hit like to hit it a little bit on the nose at the moment, but another really good one would be Alien Isolation. The mechanics of being only able to kind of like really know things at particular points in the game and be very limited on the information you have is a big deal. And it's also what kind of makes the game, right? And that's why, like, one of my favorite Metroid games is kind of the Metroid Fusion game, although there's probably not many of other people's. For other reasons, maybe. But I was a big fan of it because of just in general, the setup and everything else, the fear factor of something hunting you and everything else as well was really, really good. Right. And I remember some of the moments in the atmosphere and like the foreshadowing and stuff. Like the other games did it as well, but that's the way I kind of one I'd probably say I felt the most impact in while playing through the game. And even now when I kind of like replay it. Ooh, Stormcoil. Nice. No idea what that is. But it's also something that I will sit there and I will then kind of look back at and be like, actually, yeah, I want to play that game again. Like, even if I played through it, like, I know what to do and stuff, but... Now, I'm going to relate that game, which I would say is probably a predecessor to the next game in the series that kind of came out after that. At least the Metroid games, not Metroid Prime or anything else, but Metroid games themselves. Would be Metroid Dread. Now, Metroid Dread is a very, very, very good game. Like, for a Metroid game, it's still up there with the rest of them. My issue with it is, which I think is a valid criticism of the game itself, is the scary pieces, one, aren't very scary. And two, they are isolated into essentially what is a zone, which kind of demeans the experience a bit, you know? And you're not like, it's not like you're being hunted, you're only being hunted in an area, which kind of makes me feel a bit disappointed because there's moments where you are kind of being hunted, it's kind of, oh, really cool, but then it's just really more of a puzzle piece to get the ability, solve the problem, and then move on to the next bit, right? Which again, nothing wrong with that. It's just like, as I said, it's comparing one thing to another, right? The limitations of keeping it in the zone area make the game more accessible, but at the same time, kind of ruin that kind of form of isolation that the game kind of had around it. I'm gonna blow that up. Heavily curses me. Well, depending on the items you get, that might be worth it. I'm just not even going to attempt to try and get those, let the bird do it. If we lose some, we lose some. There we go. Well done, bird. Bird is the word. And to be honest, I'm just comparing like 2 games in the series. You know? The other thing about it is the interconnecting maps is a big deal. Shot the doubler. Spawns a random follower. Well, you can't buy anything else anyway, although I would love the hat. The map design and then like the shortcuts that you unlock through the abilities that you get are really well thought out, and to the point where like you can actually start breaking sequences if you know some of the tech behind it. Metroid Dread has a couple of these, but you know, they're not exactly. I mean, yeah, but like they just like help with speedrunning and stuff. I got hit by that. Didn't want to. So we got the alacrity, which I probably could still take. Let's freeze that. Can I freeze the 3, isn't it? No, we can freeze all of those. Cool. Give me the alacrity, please. Enemies have an armor point, but that's fine. Yeah, so it's just that kind of like smart design, and then I don't want to be mean about it, but then when I read like the reviews of the newer game, you notice that that sort of forethought kind of went straight out the window, and I'm not saying the game is bad, it's just, it kind of... yeah, we'll take that, why not? Just give me more altars at this point. Like, I'm only going to have enough anyway, so... If I get more altars, then we get more blessings, we get more curses, and... everything's going to curse me. Nice. Surprised they didn't run away. But yeah, it's kind of like the small things, right? And it's like the reason why behind the design. Like, you can definitely tell that that unfortunately Nintendo have this very big habit at the moment of wanting to Breath of the Wild everything, I guess is the phrase, and turn a phrase a lot of people are using at this moment. Right? Pray. Ooh, more strength. I don't have very many potion slots, so that is fine. We'll take that strength. And then we do this. Oh, that also gets on there. You know what? I will just remove something, because I'm having trouble. So, okay. The spawning also causes... stuff. So remember that. I mean, even a game like this, like, the change that we've had from how blessings and stats used to work to now how they function now is a difference I've had to adjust with. In other cases, it was the overall game's look and style that changed, and which also influenced the mechanics available. And some cases they were simplified, and other places they were made more complex. But it doesn't necessarily mean that there's any bad choices, but in some cases it may, say, not fit with the design element they were going for. I think that's something that I think comes a lot. It's like the overall feel of something. Let's put the Grimoire in there. Fires a bubble. Plants a copy of a bomb in your active bomb slot. I'm taking that. Let me heal myself, please. Oh, we got the achievement for it. There we go. I am now technically a holy paladin. With a pickaxe. And like, it's one of the things where I said, like, it doesn't seem like much, but it kind of does have a big impact. That's the orb that shocks stuff when I get damage done to me, right? And it deals damage to you, yeah. I think we just re-roll here to see if we can get anything else. Heals otherwise an error when you recover health, recovers otherwise mana, mind you when you recover mana. One more. Ooh, Cleaver is actually pretty good. Butcher's Cleaver, the extra healing and stuff will be actually pretty useful. And seeing as we got rid of the, why didn't I come down here? Just took damage for no reason. But yeah, I'm a big stickler for things like that, like thematic consistency. Which, it's essentially one of those things where it's like, okay, so you've got this thing. In a game that you make a whole entire style and everything else around, right? And you kind of like set it up to, I'm just gonna fall off there. Oh. This gold dragon is very annoying. Cool. There we go. Cool. Okay. And kind of like when I kind of say like the like thematic consistency, it's like the idea that in like an action game, should you have stealth segments, right? It's that sort of question of like, does it fit the theme that you're going for? Does it make sense? Do people understand why it's there? Does it even work when you do put it in there? Which, for some people, not all the time. Not all the time. And there are plenty of games that have done stuff like that, where it's like, forced stealth segments, or, a bunch of other things along those sort of lines, right? And you kind of then look at them and you're like, well, why did they do it? Like, was there a particular thing? It's because, like, everyone's trying to be literally like a jack of all trades, master of none. I'm not saying games cannot be good by doing everything really well in loads of different places. There are brilliant games out there. But it's that point where it's like, when it's complex because it needs to be, but when it needs to just have something in there because it's there, or it's simplistic in its nature, you know, you don't want to overwhelm everyone around you. And I think a lot of games tend to forget that, is the fact that they have put a lot of stuff in there, overwhelm everyone, and then suddenly it's like, oh, people don't like the game. Why is that? And it's like they can't get through. Actually, a good example, because I've been kind of playing it recently as it was on sale, was Arc Raiders. I've been looking for like a first-person shooter game to play, and I put off Arc Raiders because I played a game called Vigor, which is a free-to-play game, like a few years back. Now, that game is not bad, I will admit. The issue is kind of like a pretty much the exact same game. I'm not sure it has the comms, though. The sort of proximity chat and stuff. Which is a big thing, really, when you are playing a game like that. If I penance, do I still get the thing? I do get the thing. Cool. Just let that freeze go away. I'm gonna penance again. Cool, we got rid of the good one. I mean, the one I wanted to get rid of. And I guess we can't do anything else in this floor. By the looks of it, 'cause we can't open that, we can't do that. I guess we can put some bombs down. Maybe we'll have an opportunity. Nothing there. We'll try this room. It's probably my next best bet. Nice. Okay. I'm smart. No, we're going to transmute that. I don't like that. Yeah, fine. Empty chest could be absolutely fine to deal with. We can get around that. Pick this up. This is also a great way to get the other machine up. Replace most chests with mimics. Well, I might take the extra toughness, put that in stasis, and then some extra HP might be useful. Let's go. Didn't get a key though, which is a bit disappointing, but yeah, I guess we're doing a boss fight now at 90 health. Oh. Poor decisions were made, oh well. Anyway, so I've started playing a bit of Arc Raiders. I've been enjoying it. I'm kind of doing a mini challenge, which is, I will, basically, I am not going to, attack anyone. How it's gonna go, I do not know. But, I'm completely pacifist except to machines. I am anti-machine. Silly cankers. I thought I died there. I forgot I can heal, so gotta remember I can do that. There we go, nice healing. So yeah, that's been, actually I kind of still like all my blessings, to be honest. Will you give me skulls, is the question, because I know some fell into it. No, you won't. I'm disappointed on that. You'll give me all the valuables, but you won't give me the valuables I want. Pig whistle. Does that summon little piggies? I do hope so. Nothing there. I will admit, I feel like my luck... Oh, I should have the skulls. I feel my luck just isn't getting enough blessings from the gold as they used to either. I think they've adjusted a lot of stuff like that. You know, like luck-based things don't seem to work in the same way. I do have a key though, so we should save for the shop. Oh, nice, some food. But yeah, I completely agree that game and the setup for Arc Raiders is actually just really good. It's simplistic in its design of what it's trying to do. It also follows a very strict kind of like code of conduct, and it allows players to solve problems in ingenious ways. You don't necessarily need to go around and shoot people to progress the game, essentially. But you do need to fight the enemies, and that in lies kind of like the core aspect of the game. This is a game idea I mentioned like ages ago, is giving this idea of allowing players to kind of like band together just by dropping into a map without the necessarily agreeable terms that they're all on the same side, right? So they could quite easily find out later that, you know, the person that they've been working with all this time stabs them in the back and runs away off with their stuff. Improves intelligence gain from intelligence passes by 1. I don't really have intelligence, so I'm going to reroll here. Don't care about those. I'll take the clover. Oh, I thought that fused with the thingy. Guess it doesn't on this one. Oh, when I went in there when I should have saved it for the shop. Okay, hopefully we're getting the key. Hopefully we're getting the key. Oh no. Yeah. But I do think that transmute could be useful. Does it transmute a bomb? That'd be kind of cool if it did. Wait, does it transmute all items in the room? Okay, I was going to be questionable. Does this skull... I don't think it will. I was going to say, like, would it still continuously produce meat for me if I kept killing it on repeat? Because it technically respawns, or is it just a phase of the fight kind of thing? Once they figure that out, I guess not. We're not going to figure that out. Nothing really healing in there, although I could take some interesting bombs, but we'll leave it on. But yeah, I am like the game itself is just like really interesting, and like the idea of being able to essentially make those decisions on like if you should team up with someone or not is kind of nice, and the fact that, you know, being open to talk your way out of a situation can be more beneficial. I do think, like, before things devolve in just to, like, shoot at person or camp area, I think places should be more open to the idea of, like, you know, do you have anything good on you? Because I will say it, I've had some people that sat there and decided that their best course of action was to, gank me while I'm in the middle of something else. And I'll turn around and say it now, that in some cases obviously did not end well for me. Nice. In other cases, it did not end well for them. Oh, I could use that. But that's kind of like the whole fun of the game, right? It's the idea of then having to make that sort of split-second decision on, you know, what do you do in that situation? Do you trust the person not to do anything? Or do you trust the person to go and do something? And then go and hide and cower in the corner? And I think that's what really creates those sort of tense moments and interesting situations, right? Caliber fork, pierce. Elemental and explosive damage. I'm going to buy that and that because I need the healing. I'm going to buy the key because the key is just important at this point. I'm going to use this just to get it out of the way. And then we'll buy this because I'm taking lots of damage anyway. I don't really drink many potions, so I think that is fine, and we'll carry on. Yeah, we transmute that every single time. Sometimes drops a key when you receive damage in combat. That is fine, I guess. Initially increase my health. And then we should increase strength this time. The yips, randomized range of projectiles. That's kind of fine. Stasis that. Head up. Go to the other room, and then we'll do the same there. Yeah, and the idea of having to go around and collect resources, get better stuff, all that jazz is actually, like, pretty unique, and... I will transmute, that was terrible. Juice options actually seems fine. I don't know why I rerolled, I wasn't trying to, I was trying to actually freeze it so I could get other stuff, but... Pray. Make secret rooms even more secret. That seems fine. Again, I'm going to go toughness here. I think we're done with this floor, right? Anything else on here? Just double check there's no healing potion. No, there isn't. Yeah, just have to make sure. But yeah. So I say it's a big thumbs up. I think it's a really good game, what it is, and you can play it solo, you can play it with friends, and I've met people while playing the game that, you know, now sometimes we'll team up and go for a run together and go and get resources or go and find stuff, and I think that's kind of cool, you know? And I think like a social game like that is kind of like sometimes the more difficult of the two things, right? Ooh, blood. Actually, no. Golden. No. Well, that gives me a blessing. I would like the golden apple. I would like the healing first, though, so I'll take that. And I'm going to see if I can get that golden apple. Pilfers. Oh, I hate this room already. But yeah, I do think, like, the only little bit of a niggle is the fact that, you know, is the frustration sometimes of just, like, the, like, I guess it's the risk factor, but games like that always have the risk factor, and I think it's just something that doesn't sit well with me because I'm a coward. I don't like losing my stuff. But Escape from Tarkov kind of handled that in a different way when they, yeah, we're just going to... Actually, we're going to remove a cursor. We've got quite a lot of them, so... Getting all the blessings is going to be interesting. Reduces max health is fine. We can maybe get rid of that later. We can stasis that. Oh, stasis that. Get rid of that. And pick up strength. We've got a good amount of max health, but I can kind of get away with that. But it is really interesting in that way, right? And games like that really are kind of unique in their social aspect. My only probably gripe I would have with a game like that is, as much as the game is really fun and stuff, I wish they kind of lent into the sort of like teaming up a bit more effectively kind of thing. But like, that's just a little niggle on my part because, again, like I said before, I'm a stickler for the social aspect of games like that, of the interactions you can have with people and stuff, right? So, what I mean in sort of the way I'm talking about with the whole kind of like social stuff, the sort of team up. So in the game, there are special areas that require a key to gain access to, right? Now, with a game like this, with like machines and stuff like that around and things, say that there are rooms that you can gain access to and stuff, and you have, say, a control room to an area that basically has access to all the turrets and everything else as well on that side. You see where I'm going with this? Like, you could really lean into the idea of just going, you know what? Why don't I just gain the ability to, like, disable the turrets, or disable them for me only, and everyone else has to suffer? Ooh, not the potion thing, that's terrible. I don't like the chili stuff either. Oh, I really shouldn't have done that. Smidgen is fine. We'll take the reach. Yeah. Just extra reach is actually pretty useful, so... Because what it will do is it will change certain situations, and I think when you have like the keys to access stuff, is having security gates that you can only really go past if you've actually gained access to them through the appropriate channels, right? I still agree that I think you should be able to you know, kind of get past those places if you're kind of like good enough and stuff, and basically force your way through and destroy all the defenses and everything else. So I think that would be also pretty cool. But that's where I could see like the game progressing with like new areas and stuff, where they kind of really lean into those sort of things. Like, I think that would be really cool and unique. Is basically end up like kind of, you know, having areas where you kind of either have to work with your team to kind of get past. What's that do? Increase duration, ignite, fire damage. I do like that. It's 400. I don't really want to, I can use the potion. I can use the potion, right? Yeah. Ooh, what's that? Adds an R point to my team. Oh, interesting. But we take the bearing. It's max health. It's retaliation. It's really good. And then go back to shot. I think we picked this up. Golden delicious. So now it'll be very quick on food, but the food will also give me gold, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, like, if I was on the design team and thinking of like new updates and DLC and stuff like that, if you want to go down that route, that's the thing I'd be looking at, right? 100%. I'd be looking at it as like, okay, so I want to lean into that more social aspect of it, and what's a great way of doing it, and it's having like almost like defense zones and stuff, you know? So like, you know, like your team's got it's got like 30 minutes to kind of like defend against a particular area or something, right? Like once you capture it. So, and the thing is, you can either choose to capture it as a team and defend it against, say, like a machine horde or something, or the Ark itself. Or you can try and defend it solo and get all the rewards for yourself, kind of thing. These are just sort of like small things that I would like, I would end up picking up on, right? The main reason I pick up on them is because like I like that sort of stuff and that interaction. Ah, really? Gave me the Blessing Eater and I'm not happy about it. So every time he moves, he summons. Into phase 3. But yeah, I'd be kind of like really interested to see if they actually went and did something like that. Like he landed in a place to make sure that I didn't get There we go. Cool. You beat him. This time. Yeah, but I kind of be really interested in seeing doing something like that, where it's kind of like you throw more PvE elements at people, and then allow the PvP to kind of just like work itself out from that, right? I think we attune this, and we turn it into luck. Do I do the same with bounce? I think we do now, because I can't use bounce efficiently, although I do love it. And turn it to strength, just so we have more of it. Phoenix Tear. Just another res item. Thank you, friend. That heals me a little bit. But more luck will mean we get more spawns of this stuff as well, so it's kind of where I went with it. Hopefully get some good healing this part, and we're going to lose some blessings, which is going to be terrible. If I get lots of healing, though, if I get the shop early, that'd be kind of nice. I'm not going to go in that room unless I have a key, so... This... Oh, come on. There's no key, cool. But yeah. So I'm kind of like really interested in seeing what they do. Because like could you imagine it? Like this whole point of just like, you know, wave, not I wouldn't call it wave defense really, right? But like, you know, you have to go and try and capture a particular area, and then you got to see if you catch it like as part of like for everyone or for yourself. And the issue is then is like, you know, if you capture it for yourself, you kind of make yourself public enemy, right? But if you succeed in like holding it to the point of where you get to like the end, then you get more rewards. And then if you don't, you can share it with other people, but you get less rewards, but you have more consistently try and defend it. I will just buy this, because the potion of healing and stuff is going to be worth it. And we'll buy the key to make sure, and we'll carry on. And you know, the whole point, the thing about it would be, is meant to, it's designed to try and create more social situations where people kind of either have to interact or trust each other, which creates more interactions for people to kind of backstab and such. You know? And that's kind of like the whole point of it, really. Sables around blessing. No, we're just going to use penance. I want to get rid of the thing. If I can. Did not get rid of the one we wanted. Oh well. I am very cursed. Yeah, my throat's still got a tickle in it. It's an absolute nightmare. And yet now I'm talking for like over an hour, so haven't really helped my situation, have I now? Sorry for that. I would normally pause it or something, but it becomes very difficult. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, interesting stuff makes stuff interesting, right? And interactions like that you could have. Ooh, the branch. I will take the branch, actually. I've got to, yeah, I'm not doing that then. Ooh, that is really good with my strength stuff. I take double fall damage, don't I? Keyblade, though, is also increasing my strength. Let's take that. I hate the fact that I have to give that up. That'd be ideal for the build that we're doing, so... That hurts. That does hurt. Oh well. Okay, that went really far. Like, really, really far. I will say, I do think you are, like, very, squishy, even with, like, lots of health and stuff, and because you have to sacrifice it a lot, and it can become very difficult to deal with. Oh, I got hit in the face. Oh, man. Oh, we got some more unlocks. That's pretty good. Oh, man, that was... I'm frustrated by that. I did so well up until the point where I came to the end. I will admit, I'm happy about the changes. The game's more difficult, the game is more interesting, and we get to have more fun. But yeah, I'm now struggling again with it when I was doing it, winning consistently. Anyway, again, if you do enjoy these videos, do leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.